Good morning. Hi folks. So, some of this video you're going to see me dancing outside Buckingham Palace. Excuse me. And like I say, I've had this idea for a while. But again, it all depends whether this happens or not, blah 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 blah. But you know, this idea about dancing in front of iconic landmarks. There's a guy a few years ago did it, and he became a sort of sensation at the time, like, you know. Yeah, he would dance like in front of the pyramids. He went all over the world. I mean, obviously I can't do that, but he went all over. Hang on, wait. Sorry, I've got my headphones on, and it's really hard to talk and concentrate. And anyway, right. So this guy, I think he was on YouTube. I don't know, whatever. It was online. It was an internet sensation. It was, I don't know exactly how long ago. I'm going to say about 5 years ago. It might be less, it might be more. But anyway, this guy became an overnight sort of sensation because, like, he did this really silly dance, like this really whatever dance, blah blah blah, and it became a bit of an iconic thing himself. And he would do it all around the world, iconic places like the pyramids, like I said, like I guess the Eiffel Tower. I don't know for certain on that one. Niagara Falls, I think, was another one. Anyway, he went all over the world and danced this funny little dance in front of all of these iconic places, and that's my little very sad attempt at doing that. Now of course, if like I said, there's still a big question mark about the Paris trip. I'm kind of still umming and ahhing about it. Now, whether that happens or not, at some point, definitely dance in front of the Louvre and dance in front of the Eiffel Tower. Those two I have definitely got to do if I go to Paris. So if I do, I am definitely dancing in front of those iconic structures, definitely, because I just think it'd be funny. And you know, I doubt very much I'll become an internet sensation. I very doubt it. I doubt it very much. I'm not even sure if I really want to become an internet sensation necessarily either. But it's just like I said, you know, just a bit of fun, like, you know what I mean? Because he was pretty cool. I mean, I'm not so sure about his dance moves, to be perfectly honest, but you know, I mean, fair play to the man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I enjoyed that just then, actually. Dancing to Bob Marley outside Buckingham Palace. So I think that's rather interesting. Right, okay, so yeah, so I did get a little bit of money today, not a lot. There was £66 after all the bills and bank charges and blah 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 bleep bleep bleep. So £10 on my oyster. I'm gonna have to get myself some cigarettes at some point, and I'm gonna get some more food for Spot, because funny enough, the last big box of food that I got him, cats are so flipping fussy, man. Oh my god, they're such fussy creatures, they really are. Now, it's the same food, Felix, but instead of flakes, like the meat being in like a jelly of, you know, and flakes, it's like little squares of meat, and he doesn't like it so much. I mean, he'll eat it, he will eat it, but he picks at it and, like, he doesn't go to it like enthusiastically. Like, if I get the flakes, he'll scoff that down in no time. Do you know what I mean? He loves the flakes, but the little square bits of meat, for some reason, I don't know what it is. It's the same flipping cat food. It's Felix. It's the same cat food. I don't know what cats like. Mind you, then again, what are human beings like when it comes to food? Paul. But do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I mean, flipping it. Talk about fussy, man. Anyway, so I'm going to get him another box of that with the 40 pouches in it, but only this time I'll make sure it's the flakes, because I didn't realise when I got the box originally. I thought like, oh, it's this. What's the name? I didn't properly pay attention to it. I just got it, and then so it wasn't until I got it home and opened the pouch and I realised it was the little squares. And I know from experience, like I say, that he doesn't really like those ones. So today, later on, I'm going to get him a box of that. It's about 13 quid for a box of those 40 pouches, thereabouts. If I go to, say, Tesco's or something, it'd be about 13 quid, I think. So get him some more cat food. Then at least that way he's got plenty of food. Because even if, you know, like, you know, we run out of money again, blah blah blah, whatever, this, that, and the other, blah blah blah. And then say like he runs out of the flake ones, then we can always fall back on the little square ones, you see. So I can have them as like a backup sort of thing, so that, you know, because he will eat it, it's just that he picks at it and he's not as enthusiastic about it. You can tell straight away, you know, the way, you know, when I put the flakes in his bowl, the flake one, he's straight in there, and he'll be sat there for as long as it takes him to eat. Do you know what I mean? And he, nom, 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 you know what I mean? And he loves those. But when I put the square ones, the little square bits of meat, he's like really tentative. He really takes his time, and he sniffs at it. And the other thing I've noticed about Spot is I can tell when he's really enjoying the food, because he'll sit down and eat. So he'll lie almost like on his haunches, on his belly almost. You know, on his forepaws, he'll lie almost completely flat to the floor. Yeah, so he'll lie completely flat to the floor, and that way I know he's enjoying it, because he feels relaxed. He feels relaxed and he's happy. Whereas when he's standing up and he's eating, usually means he's not as happy and he's not as content, sort of thing. At least that's my interpretation. It seems that way. It seems intuitive. You know what I mean? When I think about it, intuitively, that appears to be the sort of sense I get from the way different positions he sits when he's eating. So if he's standing up and eating, usually means he's not overly keen on whatever it is he's eating, and he's kind of like, you know, not that bothered or whatever, but he's eating because he's hungry, whatever. But when he lies down and he eats, then to me that signals that he's obviously really relaxed, and therefore must be much more happy. And, you know, anyway, that's just my interpretation. Like I say, that's just my interpretation. Obviously I have no way of knowing if that's the actual reality of the situation or not. Yeah, you know, it's just funny. I mean, flipping heck. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to film anything else later on, possibly. Like I say, I seem to be getting back into my groove again a little bit here, and I managed to get the tube today, so obviously I didn't have to walk, which is a blessing, you know, so at least there's that. Yeah, so yeah, that I quite enjoyed that, dancing in front of the book house. That was quite funny. Right, okay, so for the time being, I'm just going to leave it there. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what else I'm going to film. It's getting on for about 9 o'clock. So if I go around this corner, circle all the way around, essentially walk all the way around the whole of Buckingham Palace, essentially. This is Book House right next to me, by the way. Or at least the grounds of it now, anyway. And that's Green Park just over there. Mind you, you guys should know this all by now. I mean, flipping heck, I've filmed enough of this. Flipping that, I don't know how many times. And oh yeah, and also just wanted to say, by the way, thank you to Chris for that lovely comment about my my walkie-talkie videos. I'm going to call them that, it sounds easier. My walkie-talkie videos. Yes, thank you for that comment, Chris, because you were saying that, like, they're some of my best ones, and I really appreciate that. Thank you. That's really nice, actually. That really helps, encourages me, and do you know what I mean? And I think like, oh, okay, people seem to like it, so that's cool. Okay, no problem. And I think that's another thing, guys, is how important the feedback is, actually, because Now again, I'm still not getting notification of your guys' comments, and I still can't figure out why. I've been looking into it, and at the moment I can't suss out any reason as to why I'm not getting notifications. Normally I used to. In my emails, because like my emails are split up into 3 categories. So you got personal, social, and what do you call it? Financial or whatever, you know what I mean? So stuff that advertisements and stuff like that, things that are trying to sell you stuff. So there's 3 categories of my emails. So I've got my personal, which is all anything related to, well, it could be all sorts of stuff really. But anyway, so basically, in the social section of my emails, I would get emails letting me know that you'd left a comment. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, I'm not getting any notifications whatsoever, so I'm having to go back every time and recheck. And if I do like I've been doing the last couple of days, like 2, 3, 4 videos, I've got to keep going back and checking every single one of them all the time. Do you know what I mean? And you guys could leave a comment at any time. Do you know what I mean? You know, so I might miss a lot of your comments. So like I say, apologies for that. I'll try and keep on top of it, but still, please still leave comments, because like I say, it's actually made me realise, Chris leaving that comment has actually made me realise, I think to myself, wow, just how important the feedback actually is, because that was a really nice comment, and thank you, Chris. Like I said, I'll thank you again, because that was really, really nice, because that kind of encouraged me, and I thought to myself, oh, wow, that's nice, you know what I mean? And people quite seem to enjoy these walkie-talkie videos sort of thing, so, oh, okay, cool. And like I say, that kind of encourages you, you see. But if you don't get feedback, if you don't watch them and all you're getting is views and there's no comments, then you don't really know what's making people happy, what's pleasing people, what people think about your videos or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You need, to me, that's really important actually, and I've come to realise just how important it actually is that the feedback in the comments that you get on your videos is actually really important. It is to me anyway. I can't speak for other YouTubers necessarily. I mean, they do say like obviously views and likes are also important, this, that and the other, blah blah blah, but you know, like I said, the thing is that the comments to me, because like I said, that feedback, I need that feedback, guys, because I need to understand if what I'm doing with my videos is you know, what you want and is what you're enjoying and what have you sort of thing. And without that feedback, I'm not really going to know. And of course, obviously, with the caveat that also I'll want to do my own thing as well. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, there'll be stuff that I want to make a video about or whatever that maybe necessarily not everybody's that keen on, but otherwise, you know, obviously I will endeavour to do as much for you guys as I can. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, it's really important. The feedback is really important, guys. So, like I say, please, you know, leave comments. Do you know what I mean? Because, like I say, it's good to get that feedback, guys. It's good to get the feedback. Okay. So I think I've rambled enough at the moment. The light seems to be a bit better today. It seems to be anyway. Didn't notice much light and dark going on. That was another thing. People don't seem to bother people. The only person it seems to bother is me. Oh, I find that kind of funny. Well, there's now what is that arch called again? Wellington Arch, is it? Oh, flipping heck. I can never remember some of these monuments, to be perfectly honest with you. You can actually go in there. It costs you, I think it's about £7, £5, £7 something. You can actually go in there. I don't know if you can go up to the top of it or not, I don't know, but anyway, there's like little thing in there anyway, you can go and check. And like I say, I think it's about £5, £7, something like that, can't quite remember. Maybe that's another thing we'll have to do one day. And like I said before in the video previous, that I definitely want to go to the Transport Museum. Definitely want to do that. So on the 25th, if this mythical bonus turns up, I hope to be able to do that. Maybe not actually on the 25th itself, maybe not, or maybe on the weekend of that Thursday. You know, go and do the Transport Museum, because I've not been there yet. All the years I've lived there and I've still not done that one museum yet. And I really want to, because obviously I like transport, trains in particular. I love trains, you know. So you know, and transport in general, you know what I mean, I find fascinating, and I can imagine that London transport would be even more interesting, I guess, because it's a larger city, and I guess its transport system is older. I would imagine. You know, I'm just making a summation there. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, of course. I mean, I don't know how old Manchester's transport. But then again, see, Manchester doesn't have. Really, essentially, Manchester just has trains and buses. You know what I mean? Obviously, it hasn't got a tube system. So, but anyway, blah blah blah. You know, to be quite honest, sometimes I get sick of my own voice, to be quite honest. I do, believe it or not, I do. You know what I mean? I get sick of it, you know, sometimes I listen to myself as I'm talking, and I'm thinking to myself, flipping that Paul, you sound like a flipping... And you keep repeating yourself a lot. Anyway, yes, whatever. Okay. Do you know what? We're going to go down the subway here for a minute, actually, because I know they've got some, like, drawings and stuff on the tiles. You might find interesting to look at. So let's go and have a little nosy, shall we? I mean, strictly speaking, I need to stay on this side of the road, but it doesn't really matter. So I should have enough time, I hope. I better check the what's them again. But yeah, look, it's got these interesting sort of drawings of presumably what it used to look like round here back in the day, I guess. Yeah, look, Hyde Park on a Sunday back in them days. Wow. Interesting. What's a royal carriage thing there? What's this? Look, there's Hyde Park Gate. That would be the gate that you see there today, but Shilling Day. Interesting. So, Yeah. Interesting. Oh, look, post-war fashions, Hyde Park Quarter, 1990. Cool. Yeah, we'll walk back through in a minute. Oh, well, I will anyway. I won't take you guys back through again, because what's the point of you guys seeing all this lot again, necessarily. Yeah, Wellington Arch. I was right. Look, it's Wellington Arch. Yeah. Okay. Oh, horse auction. Yeah, it's a horse auction, look. Oh, that takes me back. That really takes me back. Not to 1865, by the way. Oh my god. What? Tattersalls. I don't know. Is that to do with... I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. But, yeah, because, like, my dad used to bring us to a place called... I think I've mentioned this before, anyway, but my dad used to bring us to a place called Chelford Market. And there used to be, obviously, animal auctions going on. Because it was a farmer's market, and yeah. So sorry, mate. So let's go this way. So yeah. Sorry, there's a guy trying to sleep. I didn't think I was talking that loud, but anyway. So let's go. I'll tell you what. Let's go this way, because obviously there's people trying to sleep down there. So, do you know what I mean? So sorry. I didn't realise I was talking that loud, to be quite honest. But then again, I suppose it echoes because it's inside the thing. And you know, didn't mean to wake them up. Yeah. So forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So my dad used to take us to this. Actually, have I been filming all the way from the beginning of down near Buck House? I think I have. Okay, anyway, so yeah, so my dad used to take us to this cattle market, farmer's market basically, and we used to go to the auction, and they used to sell horses there at times, and because he bought horses a couple of times on a couple of occasions whilst we were there, and I'll never forget it. It's something I loved going to Chelford. Maybe one day we'll have to go and visit Chelford. I think the market's still there. I think it is. I'm not 100% these days. I'll Google it and check it, because it might be gone. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm going back when I was a kid, man. Do you know what I mean? I mean, like when I was about 9-year-old. Anyway, so, or maybe a little bit older actually. Anyway, so, like I said, I'll never forget it, because he used to say to me, like when we were in the auction and the different animals and horses and stuff were going through, and he used to say, whatever you do, don't make any funny moves or any, movements with your hands or anything like that. So he said, don't make any movements with your hands or anything like that, because the thing is that the auctioneer might take it as a bid, because a lot of these farmers, apparently, they didn't really want their competitors, other farmers necessarily, knowing what they were bidding on and this, that and the other, and apparently they had like secret little, so they scratch their nose like that, or, you know, they whatever, little signals that they would give to the auctioneer, that the auctioneer, because they were there regular, would know those particular signals or whatever. And, you know, and it was just funny. And ever since he said that to me at that time, I'd be looking around watching all these different farmers and watching all the little movements they were making, sort of thing. It was really funny. And he said to me, whatever you do, don't make any, because otherwise we'll end up buying a herd of cows. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought it was funny. Do you know what I mean? It was like, just, I thought, imagine, like, okay, sold to Mr. Ashton for £200, whatever, blah, 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 whatever the heck it would be. And then, like, we've got a herd of cows that we got to take home. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, that would have been hilarious. But anyway, yes, so, like I say, that stays with me. And I loved that. It was so brilliant. And I must admit, I did get rather paranoid about making any move then after that. I did. I was only a kid, you know what I mean? So I was then terrified of, like, oh God. And if I got an itch or something like that, I daren't scratch it, because, like, I'm thinking, oh my God, we'll end up buying a flipping herd of cows here. Oh my God, it was hilarious. So funny. Oh boy. Oh, there's loads of squaddies here. Loads of squaddies going past. All youngsters by the look of it. Well, fairly young anyway. I don't know. Kev loves at me when I say that. Yeah, look, there they go. Loads of army dudes, squaddies. Wow, cool, man. Nice one. Right, okay. So, yeah. Right, I don't know. I'm kind of what's the name now? It's like, what do I talk about? I don't know. Right, yeah, I better check the time. And this has been a longish video, this one, hasn't it? Flipping heck. Right, okay. So for the time being, I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.